All right, everybody, I am back with a brand new DC update. And oh, is this one going to be interesting? Because there were a lot of behind-the-scenes photos that got released this morning during the making of Superman. And this is the first time where, I'm giving up, guys. It was a final nail in the coffin for me. What I'm going to show you today looks extremely cheap. And I have lost all hope. I was still holding on to a glimmer of hope that this movie was actually going to be good. And I just can't anymore. I am not optimistic about this at all. Now, there is a video of the filming where Superman actually kneels down, everyone's clapping, and he picks up some kids, and it looks all cheery. And everyone's online saying, it's amazing, we finally get to see Superman be Superman, while ignoring everything else that is going on in this scene that was filmed, and I'm going to show you some pictures from it, and I'm going to show you what it reminds me of. And my gosh, does this look bad? And I'm not talking a little bit. This legitimately looks like utter freaking garbage. And I am convinced that James Gunn is not taking this seriously. And if he is, and I'm wrong, I will totally admit it. But holy crap, I have no optimism for this at all anymore. It is completely gone after what I saw today. We do have a few things to look at. Now, before I start showing you these photos, I want to talk quickly about this, Zack Snyder's post yesterday about Zack Snyder's Justice League coming to theaters, to cinemas. And he's doing an event coming up on the 2nd through the 5th of August, where it's a celebration of Zack Snyder. It's only playing at the Egyptian Theater in L.A. That's it, okay? That's it. Now, there are people saying that it's still going to get a wide release. A lot of publications picked up, stating that there may be more cities that get to pick it up. But this looks like it's it so far with the information we've been given, and nobody has said anything one way or the other. And I got to tell you right now, if this is all they're going to do, I'm going to be a little bit pissed off at Zack Snyder himself, because don't get people excited by doing a post like that that's going to be seen by a wide group of people when you're only going to be playing one showing in one city on one day. That is not bringing it to theaters, okay? And it's the Justice Gray, it's the gray version, okay? So if that's it, yeah, I got a bone to pick with him. That really pisses me off. Yesterday was such a good day, and then everything that came out today was what the crap? But let's take a look at some of these photos I've grabbed. I'm so not looking forward to going through these. So first off, there were quite a few photos yesterday coming out and some filming. This does not look like the regular Superman. If you look at the suit, it's a little darker. It does look like there's some damage on there, and he looks very pale. And there was some filming where he looked pale too and didn't have the red trunks on. And I have a feeling that this is going to be Bizarro Superman, but it's hard to tell. You can't tell by these photos, but you could tell they're trying to get some action shots. Now, I want people to keep in mind before I go through some more of these photos that they're trying to make this movie as practical as possible. That's what James Gunn said, as little CGI as they could possibly get away with, which makes the suits for guys, I can't even. There is no justification for what we're going to be looking at. There's just not. Now, I thought this was kind of funny. This was something that was posted on social media that I grabbed. This kind of sums up the feelings of this suit, that everything about this looks ridiculous. But his suit looks like gold compared to what we're going to be looking at. Because we're going to get a glimpse here at also Hawkgirl, and we're going to be getting our first look at Guy Gardner. So if you don't want to be... Guys... If you don't want to be spoiled, you might want to leave the video now. But holy crap, guys, I can't believe this. All right, so here's another photo with Superman with a girl. And again, this looks like Bizarro Superman. This does not look like regular Superman. Look at the suit, the dark. It's dark all over. I have a feeling that this is Bizarro Superman. I just do. He's pale. He doesn't look normal. Definitely does not look right. So I do believe that is Bizarro Superman. Now, I thought this was kind of cool. So Will Reeve, son of Christopher Reeve, is going to appear in Superman actually as a reporter, which is very fitting because Reeve is a reporter for ABC News in real life, which I didn't know. And so that's kind of cool that they're going to have him come in and actually be a reporter for the film. It's just too bad this looks like this is going to be an absolute dumpster fire. All right, guys, so here was the first photo that I came across. And I was like, is this the Rocketeer? First of all, they're both in the sky. You've got Mr. Terrific, and his suit is the only suit that looks cool, but I got to tell you, the thing he's flying in looks ridiculous. And then you've got next to him, which upon closer look is Hawkgirl. That looks like that is a blow-up helmet that's made out of plastic. That looks like a little floaty that you might use in a pool. It looks terrible, guys. Absolutely freaking terrible. This is her costume. How do we go from what we had in Black Adam to this? It looks extremely cheap. Now, I got to tell you guys, when this photo came up, I was like, who is this guy he's talking to in the back? That's Nathan Fillion, guys. That's Guy Gardner. Look at his freaking costume. Look at that hair. Look at everything. Look at this. Look at this costume. What in the world is James Gunn doing? Now, we're going to talk about these costumes here because you can notice that that is not a Green Lantern logo in the front. That is something that has to do with, what's his name? I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. Ted Kord. Ted Kord at Kord Industries. Okay? But let's look at some other photos here. My gosh. I can't with this. All right, here you go. Here's a shot of Hawkgirl and Green Lantern off to the side. Look at the haircut. Look at you just got the Green Lantern symbol on a black part of the suit. The only part of green is a little bit on the boot there, and then you got it on the side of the hip there and on the side of the body. That's it. This costume, hers is somewhat similar too. She's got the same Ted Kord symbol on the front. We're going to look at some more photos, but this looks like the cheapest. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. This is what this looks like. This is an actual photo from a 1980s Justice League movie that never got released. I think it was being made for TV. These suits look better than what James Gunn is doing. Like, holy crap, that looks more like Green Lantern than what James Gunn is doing. Now, people are going to say it's because James Gunn it's part of Ted Industries, and that's going to be the Justice League International, which is okay. Yeah, maybe they have their own costumes. But I got to tell you, number one, Green Lantern would never sell out like that. Now, I understand it's Guy Gardner. I understand Guy Gardner. I know the character, okay? I've read plenty of Green Lantern comics. But if he was going to sell out to Kord Industries, I could tell you that the Lanterns would have taken he wouldn't be a Green Lantern anymore, okay? There are standards for Green Lanterns. Guys, we had this. This is what we had with Black Adam. I never thought I would see Hawkman in a live-action movie. And then we go to this. What the holy crap, guys? How in the world is this such a downgrade? Look at this. Look at that helmet. Look at this fake, ridiculous... this looks like a cheap Halloween costume. Like, what is going on here? This has me up in arms. And look at Green Lantern. He's standing right next to him. That's not a crew member. Holy crap. What is James Gunn doing to DC? All right, guys, so the last photo I wanted to show here was this thing that everybody's talking about at the Egyptian Theater. It's the Epic Worlds of Zack Snyder. You have 300, Watchmen Director's Cut, Dawn of the Dead, and Army of the Dead, double feature, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Justice is Gray, free with RSVP. I almost RSVP'd for this, but I don't live there, and I'm not going to take the trip for this, especially when it's only one showing, and you're not helping to contribute to doing anything other than make him feel better about himself. This is what this looks like. This looks like nothing other than a shame, and I'm willing to call things out, guys, the way I see them. I don't pull punches. This seemed like a shameful plug for his stuff, which is great, but to cut it off from everybody else, like if this was happening here in Arizona, in Phoenix, I would totally go to it. But when you tout this on social media and then only do it each of these showings, just one of them in a very particular place, you're pissing off a lot of people. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. So there you guys have it. That is James Gunn's Justice League. Well, it's not his Justice League. We haven't seen any of the other characters yet. But do you see how cheap those costumes are? What they did on the CW was way better. Now, I've had some people come in and say, it's not about the suit as long as the story's good. Did they give that same criticisms with Zack Snyder and the suit for Superman? Oh, hell no, they didn't. No, they did not. It's so dark and dreary. That's not Superman. His suit is terrible. People had arguments about the suit when Black Adam came out. Get off this if it's a good story bullcrap. You can't, you're talking out of both sides. The costumes need to be good, and the movie needs to be good. We had that with Zack Snyder. We had it with David Ayer. We had it with Patty Jenkins. We had it. But it was all ripped away from us for the garbage that James Gunn is putting out there. I am now convinced, 100% convinced, this movie is going to be utter garbage. Now, granted, we haven't seen anything yet, but go watch some of the behind-the-scenes videos on Justice League or Batman vs. Superman, and it looked 10 times better than what they're doing here. Not everything can be fixed in post. And for the people that say that the costumes will change, this or that, you don't know that. Do you know how many people said during the Batman that his costume will change several times during the movie, and it never changed? And again, in that second film, he better have some like serious growth as far as a character goes, as well as his costume goes. You got to do it. Otherwise, it's not going to do the character justice. And with that note, I have seen some stuff that suggests that Pattinson is actually going to be in the Penguin show. He's going to make a cameo as Batman in more than one scene. I don't know if that's true. We'll have to wait until it gets released, but I'm going to be covering all this information as we go forward. Guys, I'm going to continue to carry this stuff for you guys and bring it, but I have totally lost all hope for this. Man, if this ends up being halfway good, I'm going to think it's going to be amazing because my expectations going into this are like 6 feet under. You can't get any worse than it is now, but it just seems like James Gunn can do it. I told you there was this cheap look to Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Everything looked like a Teletubbies episode. This looks like the same thing. This looks ultra cheap, guys. Ultra cheap. What do you guys think? Sound off below. I will see you guys on the next update.